everyone, Steph here from thegoodride.com. Here we are looking at the Vans Luna snowboard boots. These are in a 7.5. These boots, I've ridden them off and on kind of all season this year, but they are a higher end women's traditional lace boot. Can you believe it? I can't. These are like an extinct thing these days. They don't really exist. Normally all the traditional laces for women are in the beginner boots. So there's only a handful of companies that offer a higher end women's traditional lace boot. So here we're gonna have a look at the Vans Luna. These are a stiffer flexing boot. It says they're 7 out of 10 flex. These have a mix of traditional lace, and then they have a boa system right here that has the ankle lock, which is here. So it's just like a boa system like that. Has a power strap at the top, which I love. Also hard to come by in women's boots is an actual power strap at the top of the boot. And then the traction on these things are crazy. Look at this traction. The first day I was on these things, I went from a pretty used boot and I threw these on and I almost just fell over because there was so much traction. I like stuck to my board and I was not used to that. It comes with Vans Ultra Cush. Oh, can you see that? Probably not. It comes with Vans Ultra Cush sole. So they do have a lot of shock absorption while you're riding. Also comes with a V2 Smart Wool Ultra Cush liner there. And I like that it comes with metal, I don't know what you call these, metal grommets or something. So the laces don't, one, there's not a ton of friction here at the point of contact with the lace. And then two, they're not gonna pop really easily. So I feel like it's got a lot of durability. My impression getting this boot right out of the box was I felt like it was quality made. The materials feel quality, you put it on and it feels great. I have a 7.5 foot boot, pretty true to size, and I put these on and it fit perfect. My toes are just touching the front of the toe box. So with a little bit of wear, it will break in to be like almost a perfect 7.5 foot. So let's take a look at this. We do have the power strap here. So we got this power strap here that comes around the side, and it is a little confusing because it doesn't fully fit through this lock here. So you can either take it out fully and then thread it through again to lace it up, or you can leave it there and unlace. And so here's my only thing about these boots that I'm not super stoked on is the laces only go halfway up. So you only get 2 of these, which I feel like I lose that amount of flex and control around the top cuff of the boot. The power strap does do something, but I feel like it doesn't do as much as I want it to. I would really love an extra lace up there so that I can tighten that and then power strap instead of just relying on the power strap itself. But let's take a look at this here. Here's a look at the ankle kind of locking system. So you can pull it out when you want to undo it, and then you just crank it down. And you can either leave it loose if you don't want it at all, you want a little bit of a looser feel, or you could tighten it more. Here's a look at the inside with the liner. This part of the liner, I like it has Velcro on both sides of the tongue so that your tongue doesn't get kind of misaligned and then stuck in one place. I like that. It just kind of has a very generic traditional lace-up system here with this little cinch down system, which, you know, is pretty good, but I feel like there's better options out there as well. But either way, you pull this up here, and then here's a look at the inside. Let's see if we can get this out. All right, so this is one of the things that I love. I love boots that have this ankle harness. But that's kind of like my one thing is like with the very generic cinch down system, I can't actually tighten it super tight. It's always a little bit loose. And so I would like a little bit more of an actual tightening down system to where I can get it tight and I know my ankle isn't going anywhere. But this is a really cool ankle harness system where your foot goes in there and you tighten it down and it's like kind of like an ankle lock on top of having the boa lock as well. And then let's take a look at the liner. So here is the liner here. Again, you get like a little bit of that extra ankle support here, and then there we go. And I did find these boots to be rather warm. I ride the Vans Ferra Pro also, and those feel a lot colder on cold days. I feel like the base of it, the bottom part, is a little bit more like you're standing right on top of the snow. And these boots, I feel like, have a little bit of a thicker sole. It still has that soft bottom part, so it's slightly colder, but they felt a lot warmer than the Vans Ferro Pro. So the reason why I wish there was that extra piece is I always have a little bit of a gap right here, even when I tighten down the power strap. So even with a tightened down power strap, I still get a little bit of gap between the tongue, the two tongues of the liner, and the actual outer tongue when it's on my foot. I feel like if I could just get that extra crank at the top with laces, it would eliminate that. But overall, what do we think about the Vans Luna? These are a great stiff flexing all mountain free ride type boot. It has a ton of response, but they're also super comfortable. I was very impressed when I got it first out of the box, and it just felt really comfortable right away. Like I didn't need heat molding or anything like that. This one held its shape. I rode it probably a good 3 weeks total throughout the season, and it still feels pretty new. I still don't think I fully broke them in yet, which is awesome. I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna get more seasons out of them that way. They're responsive. They fit well with a stiffer, flexing, more responsive binding for sure. So if you are a more aggressive rider, or you are a rider who likes a very responsive boot that fits really well out of the box, and you are a fan of traditional lace, then the Vans Luna would be a good option. As far as sizing goes, I'm a true 7.5, and I put these on and they were definitely right there. So if you're someone who likes a little extra room in your boots, you could size up a half size. But if you're someone who likes to pack the boots out to make them feel custom, they feel, for me, for my foot, they felt exactly like a 7.5, but like right to the edge where my toes are touching the edge of the boots, and it's slowly packing out over some use. So it does need a little bit of that extra patience and ride time to get it to fit exactly right. Or maybe you could go get them like custom fitted as well. Yeah, great boot for all around kind of free ride, a little bit more of that aggressive riding style, or if you just like a really responsive traditional lace boot with a lot of good features, ankle lock system, and comfort, maybe check out the Vans Luna.